Yo, what's going on, everybody? We're gonna do some more Trump digging on this interview that he has going on with Meet the Press. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. This one is going to be about Project 2025, another big one that the left just seem to be staying on top of. Project 2025. They swear up and down that this is Trump's Project 2025. Should be very interesting what he has to say in regards to that. If you're concerned about Project 2025, this is the opportunity to hear from the horse's mouth what he has to say about that. Let's go ahead and dig right into it. As always, you guys like the video, subscribe and hit that bell so that you can see the next time a video comes up. This is also support the channel. If you don't hit that bell, then the algorithm is just definitely going to throw me into the back of your freezer like that bag of peas that's been sitting in your freezer. Let's go ahead and get right into it.
Let's talk about Project 2025. This is the conservative policy blueprint. You disavowed it during the campaign. You called it a product of the radical right. You've said
it's always the weird thing that always came up. Everybody, like he said during the debate, he has nothing to do with Project 2025. Yet that's just Kamala, all the Democrats was just constantly saying this is Trump's 2025. It may have been in place for when Trump won presidency, but based off of what I saw, it was for whoever was a 2025 Republican nominee. It just so happened to be Trump, and I feel like they knew it was going to be Trump for a while, and so they probably put his name in it or whatever the case may be. But he said interview after interview and debate after debate, he has nothing to do with 2025. He says that he hasn't even read it and he doesn't like some of the stuff that's even on it. So again, let's hear from the horse's mouth what he got to say.
Said some of their ideas were abysmal.
I said some of it is. Some of it is very good. Some of it's very mainstream, actually. Frankly, the Democrats should have used some of it because they went, with.
And I did hear a lot of people that actually looked into 2025 said that some of it was actually legit and they would like to see it implemented in America. Not politicians. I'm talking about like YouTubers that actually went in and read the actual Project 2025. So let's keep going.
With all the transgender that they were doing, or with the men playing in women's sports, if they wouldn't have done that, maybe they would have done better.
Well, so you take me to my question. You're now giving people involved in Project 2025 prominent roles in your administration. Are you changing your mind about Project 2025? No. Is this now the policy blueprint for the second Trump administration?
Some people, if you take a look at the group, it was hundreds of people were involved. And I was actually, I reprimanded the whole group. I said, you shouldn't have placed this document in front of the voters because I have nothing to do with it and I'm the one that's running. You had no right to do this where you put a 1,000-page document in front. And many of those things I disagree with. Now, many of those things I happen to agree with. Many of those things Democrats should have agreed to. And I think they would have done much better in the election because they got slaughtered.
Well, I guess people see the list: Russ Vought, Brendan Carr, Peter Navarro, John Ratcliffe, Pete Hoekstra, Monica Crowley. And they think these are all of the people who were involved in or writing Project 2025. This must be a blueprint for work requirements, eliminating the Head Start program, criminalizing pornography. Is that what we can expect to see?
I don't know how they voted. I don't know. I never spoke to them actually about it. And I purposely, and I told you, normally it would be just the opposite. I'd review every page. I purposely didn't even want to see it. Because when somebody like you asked me a question about Project 2025, I can honestly say I've never seen it. I have nothing to do with it. I didn't read it, but I did hear some things in there that I would totally disagree with. And I said to the people that were really the people behind it, you know who those people are? I said, you really had no right doing this to me because they used it as a soundbite, the Democrats. And I don't know, it couldn't have been too effective because they got slaughtered. But they did use it as a soundbite.
But to people who see, oh, he's bringing in all of these people from Project 2025, he must know what it is.
Well,
you know
what? I don't know what it is. No, I don't know what it is.
You still don't know what it is?
But I heard certain things that I didn't like. And by the way, I heard certain things that are phenomenal. Okay?
Like what?
Like law and order. We want law and order. Okay? Little things like, let's put prisoners in jail. Let's not let people come out and raid every drugstore in Manhattan so that we have to put glass up and every store is going out of business.
There we go, people. Nice and quick. Nothing serious. Project 2025. Now, interesting thing that I realized upon this conversation. I didn't know that a lot of the people that Trump was trying to put in these high positions were also members of the organization that wrote, some of the blueprints for the Project 2025. That part I wasn't aware of. Now, he says that he didn't know nothing about 2025, and he disowns the fact that they tried to, bring up Project 2025 and say that Trump was going to implement it, and gave, the Democrats some building ground off of stuff that he hadn't even known anything about what is going on. But it's definitely weird. The idea of Project 2025 and these members that he's now appointing that had some influence in Project 2025, he says that he has nothing to do about that. He hasn't talked to them about it. Now, the question now becomes, if there's stuff that he didn't know that was in Project 2025, that those individuals may try to implement that Trump doesn't know is in Project 2025. And he just says, okay, yeah, cool, let's go ahead and go with it. Wouldn't that mean that all the people... Okay, I think if y'all catch my drift. So essentially, I'm a principal and I have 3 vice principals. The 3 vice principals I appointed. Those vice principals wrote up a blueprint of how the school shall be run, which completely switches things up for the better, for worse, depending on who you're talking to. I say I don't know nothing about it, but these are 3 people that I'm putting in. If they tell me, okay, we should do this, we should do that, we should do that. All these are part of the blueprint that they came up with, that I say I have nothing about, that I know nothing about, and they bring it up to me, and then I say, okay, let's go ahead and do it. Then theoretically, that's me allowing the blueprint to come into play in the school, which I guess, I'm not sure if people have caught this, but that could possibly happen with 2025. But the idea is that he'll hear it out and it'll be like, it's a good idea, it's a bad idea, stuff like that. That's going to be my assumption. Regardless of what they think, it still has to go to him. And I guess he would have to be the one, well, of course, the judicial and stuff like that, they would have to be the ones to approve it and whatnot. But I'm not sure how much of it he really has control over, saying yes or no, we're going to go ahead and go with this. So it's still kind of a sticky situation. I'm going to keep my eye out for this Project 2025 situation. But if anything, he definitely still disavows that he had any involvement in any of that, he knew anything about it. But that still doesn't negate the fact that you still appointed people that did have involvement in it, and that these people will also be able to enact some of this blueprint that is also put inside the Project 2025 blueprint. So interesting. Y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think. As always, go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit that bell. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Take it easy. Peace.